The best way to start any Saturday is with a Magic the Gathering content covering the top 10. The hottest selling cards in Magic the Gathering this week from July 19th to the 26th of 2024. Take a break from your BloomBurrow pre-release weekend to see which cards are coming out at number 1 this week. Let's get started. Hi everyone and welcome back. MTG Moxman here. Thanks again for hanging out with me on my channel. A reminder, if you enjoyed today's content, if you liked hanging out with the Moxman, to like and subscribe to the channel, turn on that notification bell, new content every single day. And of course, don't forget guys, if you're shopping for cards, go ahead and use my TCG Player affiliate link found in the description of this video. We get a kickback, we appreciate it, thanks again. Now we're jumping into the number 10 card, and this is the Osteomancer Adept. That's right, we're jumping right into BloomBurrow on a pre-release weekend, which is pretty much unheard of. Now this card had 539 sales this week, which adds up to $964.81 of total sales volume. Now, you're going to see a running theme in the next couple weeks of just how popular BloomBurrow is, and we're going to see a lot of cards pushed off the top 10. Now, let's take a closer look at the Osteomancer. This is a 1 black, 1 generic, and it's a 2/2 Squirrel Warlock. Remember those dual things, it's important later. Now this little Warlock also has Death Touch and tap until end of turn. You may cast creature spells from your graveyard by foraging in addition to paying other costs. If you cast the spell this way, that creature enters with a finality counter on it. Let's not forget guys, cards like this are going to see a lot of play. The sales are going to get higher. Now our number 9 card is Mirkwood Bats, and this is from Lord of the Rings. We haven't seen a card like this on the list for a long time, and this is only a 60-cent card, so why do we think the sales suddenly surged to 720 copies in a single week? Well, there's a lot going on, and it has a lot to do with BloomBurrow and future Commander deck construction, so pay attention to cards like this. This thing is likely to rebound to back over $1. Now, what is important about this card is not that it's a flying 2/3, not the 4 casting cost, it's what's in the text box. It says here, whenever you create or sacrifice a token, each opponent loses 1 life. And we know how many token generation things we've now seen in a lot of the BloomBurrow cards and upcoming other created things like we saw in Fallout. So pay attention to cards like this. This thing could be the end of you when it's in the battlefield. So it's a great card and it's less than $1. That's why we're seeing so many copies be sold. It's for future construction and current construction. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our number 8 card this week. Now, when we're looking at this one, we got the Chamelia, the Seed Miser. This is another Squirrel Warlock for 1 black, 1 green, and 1 generic, and it's a 3/3 with Menace. It also says other squirrels you control have Menace. It sold 1,189 copies this week, which is $5,600 plus in total sales volume. I mean, it's a $4 plus card right now, so what are we getting? Other squirrels do have Menace, sure, but whenever you sacrifice 1 or more foods, create a 1/1 green squirrel token. Forage, you can pay 2 and forage, put a +1/+1 counter on each other squirrel you control. To forage, exile 3 cards from your graveyard. So speeding up and getting cards into your graveyard is going to be important, and of course paying attention to what squirrels are available as the squirrel commander range of deck continues to grow is vitally important to players out there. So hey, it's a great card, it's really cheap, it's going to sell a lot of copies. Cute little squirrels. All right, let's go and take a look at our next card. And here we are going from Universes Beyond, we're back to Assassin's Creed. This is Smoke Bomb. Now, 1,290 sales this week for a total sales volume of $554.70. Now, that's only a 43-cent card. This is not expensive. It's less than 50 cents a copy. So what's going on with the card is obviously more important than the cost of the card. And when you actually read the text, you can see there's a lot going on that offers players some opportunity. It's a 3 casting cost generic artifact, sure. Artwork's nice, by the way. It also has Flash. All creatures have Shroud. That's important, okay? Nice little bonus. Can't be the target of spells or abilities. At the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice Smoke Bomb. When you do, target creature you control can't be blocked this turn. So when you need to get that final hit and make sure it happens, this is going to be the card to get you there. Also being able to flash in and give your creatures Shroud can stop those targeting nasty little abilities of other cards. So I like this card. For a 3 casting cost, 43 cents, a lot to offer. Now let's go ahead and take a look at our next one. This is the Valley Rock Collar, another BloomBurrow card, guys, jumping onto the list for $1.82. 1,463 sales, or $2,662.66. Remember this, guys, a lot of BloomBurrow cards are going to go up and down right now. There's no consistency to pricing until we find out what the market believes, and that means some of these cards are going to go up and some cards are going to go down, like we've been seeing in the secondary market already. So with the Rot Collar, what are we getting for this Squirrel Warlock? Well, it's a 1/3, that's one thing. And yes, we're getting some cool looking art. But this card also says, whenever the Valley Rot Collar attacks, each opponent loses X life and you gain X life, where X is the number of squirrels, bats, lizards, rats you control. That's crazy, guys. It's an amazing card. It's going to see a lot of play. Now, 3 Tree City is not a card I expected to see here today, okay? I'll be honest, I thought this card was actually going to be dropping in price, and it's only just moderately going down. 1,500 sales. That's $54,255 in total sales volume, making this the highest dollar cost card in this week's top 10, even though it's at the number 5 position. Now, the 3 Tree City, by the way, the alternate versions like the spring, summer, autumn, winter ones, all those, they are not included in these sales, okay? Those are specialty cards that cost a lot more money. I expect a lot of adjustment in prices on those as more collector boxes get opened. But this legendary land enters, you got to choose a creature type, it taps for colorless, or you can pay 2, choose a color, and add that amount equal to the number of creatures of the chosen type you control. This card could be brutal in Commander, and that's what it's designed for. Don't forget. It's going to be amazing, okay? Now, when we're taking a look at our number 4 card, this is the Brotherhood Regalia. Again, another Universes Beyond, and it's coming to us from Assassin's Creed. It's got 1,508 sales this week to take the number 4 spot. Make no mistake about it, guys. Assassin's Creed, the singles market, continues to have quite a few sales going on, even if the overall value of those cards is not particularly high. So it's a good news scenario for a lot of players trying to build up Commander decks and get some of these cards into their collection. Now, for the Brotherhood Regalia as a 2 casting cost artifact, let's take a look at this uncommon. It says equipped creature has Ward 2, is an assassin in addition to its other types, and can't be blocked. Equip legendary creature 1. Equip 3 if it's a non-legendary. This is an insane card with a lot of potential for players to utilize and be added to other equipment inside their deck. So I can see why this card has a lot of staying power, okay? Great for them, cheap price. Now let's go ahead and take a look at our next card. This is the Marionette Apprentice. This is Modern Horizons 3. And when we look at this card at 1,540 sales, it's only $1,232 of total sales volume because this card is only 80 cents. It's not a particularly expensive card, but there's a lot of players buying this card. And there's a little more going on with some of the sales we're seeing in the secondary market. And this is a lot of players building up key components for Commander construction. That's what all these sales are about this week. And you need to be aware of that because this isn't for modern play. This is definitely for Commander construction. This is a 1 black, 1 generic, 1/2 with Fabricate 1. It's a human artificer when it says when it comes into play, this creature enters a battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter, or create a 1/1 colorless servo artifact creature token. And it says whenever another artifact creature you control is put into a graveyard, each opponent loses 1 life. Kind of like that Mirkwood bat, right? There you go. Now let's take a look at the Profane, Modern Horizons 3. It's coming in again, and it takes the number 2 spot with 1,612 sales in total. Now that's $3,836.56. This card is $2.38 right now. It is still a sought-after card. Even though the price point is not particularly hard and high to get to, there's a lot of players that are buying this card. Now, what are they doing with it? Well, the Profane, as an instant for 2 black, 2 generic, says destroy target creature or planeswalker. That gives you options, but it also has, it can come in as a land. You can pay the 3 life and it comes into play untapped and stuff. So you have 3 options for a single card. That is a lot of versatility going on for the number 2 card. And that kind of lets you understand why the next card comes in at number 1. Because it tells you what players are buying, what they're building with, and where they're willing to spend some money. Even if it isn't the highest price card, the number 1 card, again, we got Sink into Stuper at number 1. This has been off and on for a while, guys. Now, this card is $4.50. It sold 1,900 copies. That's $8,550. It's not the highest card we've seen, definitely not, nor has it been the most sales, because the overall sales volume this week are still pretty low, comparatively speaking, for other sets we've seen at release dates. Now, I'm expecting a lot higher next week on BloomBurrow, so we have to wait and see, and we'll probably see a lot of cards knocked off the list entirely. Now, when we look at what this card does, let's not forget that this as the land, you got to pay the life and stuff. But it's the other version as well. Not just the land, the fact that you can pay the 2 blue and 1 generic, and you can either put a spell away, you can unsummon permanents. There's a lot going on with this card, and it's the versatility of the multiple options that makes players want to put this in, because it isn't just a 1 card and that's all it does. No, this thing does 3 things, and you get to pick and choose. People, players, like options. Now let's get to the wrap up here of the video today. Now, it's quite interesting to me as a content creator to be able to look at these sales week after week and see how many copies are selling, which cards are the most popular, and where players are building with their cards. When I'm taking a look at the overall sales action, yes, we're lower than I would have anticipated, but the actual number of sealed boxes that have been selling for BloomBurrow is something we haven't seen in a long time. The sales are incredibly high, and you as a person out there need to be aware of that, because that explains why the sales are low. Next week, when we got BloomBurrow in full release, pre-releases are done, and all these cards are kind of coming to market, that's where we're going to see a lot of the prices starting to sort themselves out to see which cards players have determined to be valuable and which cards they thought were valuable and are no longer valuable. We're going to see a lot of the market shifting on individual singles, and that means a lot of these cards are either going to go stale or go hot. You'll have to wait and see, and if you have a good inkling of which cards you think are going to be up there, that's where the speculators come in and start just doing some damage to the market, picking up copies they think are going to rebound later on. So thanks a lot for being here. Thanks for hanging out with me on the channel today. And of course, I've got a pre-release to go to myself. I look forward to seeing you guys Sunday for the Hot 10 for the reserve list, and of course, the live stream, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I got places to be, and so do you. I'll see you tomorrow with another video. Hey guys, a big shout out and thank you to the fantastic patrons of my channel. Because of these patrons, we are able to create daily uploaded content for everybody to enjoy. And if it wasn't for the patrons, if it wasn't for my YouTube membership members, we wouldn't be here right now. So thanks again to each and every one of you for making those contributions and making this channel be as great as it can be. So thanks again, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great one. Okay. You've made it to the end. Congratulations. You've passed the yellow brick road. You've gone down the emerald aisle. You see the kingdom in the distance. And that's an easier way of just saying, ramble in the jamble. Now, Deadpool Wolverine is a definite go see it. Go see it. No spoilers. Go see it. I'm going to see it again. I'm willing to put down some hard-earned money and go see it again in the theater. It is worthy of being seen. Okay. Now, the market. This is only the 3rd time in all the years I've been doing the top 10 that we've had BloomBurrow cards, in this case, like any card, like a new release set on pre-release weekend, have cards show up in the top 10. It doesn't normally happen. Okay, it's not a common occurrence because the other cards that already exist take up such a large market space. So when I see this many BloomBurrow cards already etching their way on, I know next week is probably going to be a landslide at the end of this pre-release weekend, and we're going to see a horde of these cards coming into the market and just dominating the sales arena. So get ready for it, guys, because it's going to be a blast. And that way, if you're a person who wants to buy cards, you've just got to wait now about 30, 40 days out, and a lot of these cards from Modern Horizons 3, they all start shifting down, and that'll be your moment. Me, myself, I like the 3 Tree City, but I want those alternate versions. But I'm not willing to pay $70, $60, $50 for each copy. I will wait for the market to become saturated with them. They're all going to drop, in my opinion, because they should, and then I'll pick them up. They have a great treatment on them. It reminds me of the Urza Mishra lands, and I want them. But I'm not paying top dollar. Bye!